Oh,
Help.
help
Help.
us. Help.
Help. Please help us.
Help.
Help us.
What do you want from me? What do you want from me? It's a hand. It's a hand.
The great Scott.
Great Scott. All right. I like you with the patch.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. I like your one eye, but not the other one so much. Oh.
Oh, no.
That's pretty funny.
Nice. I get to be Snake Plissken.
Yeah, looking good, man.
Oh God.
The extra.
Rybo's Lee Van Cleef.
Oh my God.
The
And
master.
they ain't talking about the master.
Yeah.
We've seen all different styles of Rybo on these things. Holy shit.
Oh, it's so great.
Keep
Great.
getting
escape-
uglier and uglier. I kind of look like Larry David there a little bit too.
Escape
wish.
from Winnipeggers. That was pretty funny, man. It's great, really good stuff. And I did like the line, which Dave, you did not pop on. It was your line that the certain hockey player who didn't pick up the tab at Chi-Chi's.
Oh, right. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, that was super funny.
Thanks to Rod Stickler for another great intro here. And we are Winnipeggers, Irvas, Speewee, and Rybo. Episode number 74, Disappearing Celebrities. Not sure exactly what we're going to discuss there. Doesn't really matter. All that matters is that we're here with you on this fine, we're probably December at this point in time. I think we're getting close to Christmas. You all ready for Christmas, Rybo?
Yeah. As ready as I normally am. Usually I wait till the 24th before I start thinking about it. Go out and buy a tree, like
Put a
whatever
tree up.
pathetic one is just the old Charlie Brown one that's sitting there, the last one at Canadian Tire. You buy that one, you put
I
it
had
up,
one
put
of
your
those.
one thing on it, get your presents, and yeah, that's about it. So no, I'm not
Christmas,
ready yet.
It's next week. You better get to it. I mean, if you don't go to Shell station soon, all the antifreeze might be gone. You won't be able to get
Yeah.
your brother a present.
The Ahoff brothers gave each other the best, worst presents at Christmas.
Yeah.
All bought at 7-Eleven the morning
Yeah.
of Christmas Eve.
Well, is
Yeah,
there
my
a personal favorite for you, Rye?
Well, my brother we always have it at those Sears or wherever it was. They'd have, or the Bay. It would be the 4 for $10 albums. So they'd have the you could buy 4 albums for $10, and they'd have a little hole punched in the side, right in
hole
the very
punch.
corner.
Yeah.
And I would always get one album for my brother. So here you go. It's like, what are the other 3 you got? Like, oh, those ones look pretty good, but thanks.
Those are for me. 3 for me, 1 for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Didn't your brother get you, or maybe got his dad a scraper in a garbage mitt once? He got from the
Yeah.
Shell station.
My dad and I were actually at Canadian Tire. We looked, well, what a stupid thing. You're always wearing a glove. Why would you ever have to have this like glove / scraper thing for your car, worn scraper hands? And I was like, it's so dumb, right? And then, of course, that my brother gets that from my dad for Christmas. We open it up and we're like, thanks, Kev. And that's probably the best thing they had at Shell at the time.
Well, hey, it's the
Yeah.
top of the line for Christmas presents, as we all know. Dave, are you ready for Christmas? It is next week.
Yeah, everything's set up in the basement. I don't have anything up here on the main level this year. We might get a tree or something or do something up here. I'm not sure, but downstairs, blow your mind. The camera, I can't. It's not a mobile camera. I can't bring it to show you. But
you got lots of stuff set up downstairs.
Oh, Christmas. Oh, I love it. It's the only thing.
It's
that
amazing
makes
to
me
me that your upstairs area looks very hoity-toity and bourgeoisie, but downstairs you still got the wipe ups on the floor and the chair holding the door closed and stuff.
Christmas tree. And it's a little bit more lived, I guess. But up here, it's a little bit more of a hospital clean. I like that, very clean. I like being close to the hospital, and I always make sure anywhere I move, I live very close to it, just in case something happens. I move a few doors down, and I like to keep the house very clean. Yeah.
It's interesting. What's that, Rybo?
I was gonna say eventually you might actually live in the hospital for a while, like right at the very end of your life, you might be living there.
I
love this.
You know what? If Christmas is only next week, it's only 2 weeks after this. You know what's coming up, Dave? Big birthday for you.
I got a birthday coming up. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm trying to embrace it and just say age doesn't matter. But then I wake up with a sciatic nerve issue this morning, and right at the lower back, all the way down the hamstrings too, where you're kind of just screwed from doing anything at that point. Then it's kind of like, well, I won't get out of bed, I guess. Put a pillow under your knees, you lie on your back, and you try to eat a little better because you're not burning any carbs or any calories at all. So maybe you don't take any carbohydrates, and you're not burning any calories at all lying there.
It was a great moment on the cruise, Rybo, where me and Toho and Speed were hanging out with Brad Williams and Ryan Niemiller, two of the comedians. And Brad Williams obviously is a little person. Ryan Niemiller, he calls himself Cripple Threat because he basically doesn't have arms. He's got two little small arms and two little nubs of fingers. So Dave went into this bit. He's like, my sciatic's pretty bad. And, I had a little bit of a problem with my epididymitis. And Brad's like, really? You're talking to a midget and a man with no arms. And Ryan's like, I'd ask you to speak up a little bit more, but I can't put my hand in my ear because I have no arms.
Yeah, they were great.
Tell us more about your epididymitis, Dave.
That's great.
I held my ground pretty good for a bit there. They're great guys.
You know what's funny? It was such a great cruise. Did you notice the guy that looked like Robert Wagner? Did you notice that guy, Dave?
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
God, yeah.
What do you think? I know you kind of you've spoken about Robert Wagner in the past.
I mean, Robert Wagner is one of those guys that was a great character actor, and it's been stuff on Hart to Hart. I mean, that show doesn't rerun as much as it should be, but you check that out. You're seeing some amazing stuff. 2.5 Men. It was so great to see him. I mean, he's a good guy, but he likely killed his wife, and he's gotten away with it for 41 years. The conspiracy stories are too strong on that one. Most conspiracy stuff, I say there's a 20% chance you wouldn't bet on the Bills, but this is 95% chance that this happened. He killed her. They were fighting. They weren't getting along. They were separated. They were getting back together. He had a good lawyer, good Alamo. He was doing good. He got away with it. He's also had the same haircut for 41 years. That's another little thing.
It's funny because I remember that whole thing that went down. Sean Penn was a big supporter of Robert Wagner. I guess they had hung out a bit back in the day, kind of mentor and Kohai senpai type thing.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite actors. Sean Penn is an incredible actor. Good guy, but he won't seek help for his anger. He's not interested in looking at it. He's not going to take a look at himself at all. He's not the friend of the camera after all these years. You got to look at it. He's got to look at it and say that the fans and the paparazzi made me in a way, right? And he doesn't care about them. You think after all these years, he'd be okay with having a camera in his face. He's also 5'8", which is a very in-between height. And don't know how I care about people when I'm talking to them. I'm standing up and they're at... It's like I'm 6'1.5" to 6'2", and then they're here, and then Rybo, you're always over here, which is cool. I like that, but it's a weird eye level to try to read mannerisms and everything. So I don't like that he's 5'8", but a hell of an actor.
Well, a guy that you don't have to worry about 5'8". I mean, you talk about a guy like LeBron James. I mean, that guy's got to be 6'8", 6'9", or something like that.
Super tall.
Well, I mean, there's a guy that is one of the best power forwards in the NBA. I mean, there's no disputing it. This is a strong man. This is a rebound king. This is one of the best rebounders in basketball history. Good guy, but seems he's really into money. Really, really greedy very much into the whole money. He's always changing teams. He doesn't really commit to a team. He goes all over the place. Very greedy player. Always wearing the same different outfit. You never see him in the same outfit. I've worn this on the show before. Leather jacket, Warren Zevon shirt, black toque. Got a nice place. I'm doing okay. As a matter of fact. Yeah, I wear it a lot lately. Yeah, it's winter here. But yeah, he's sitting there and he's not duplicating his wardrobe. He's blowing his money on stupid shit. You look at the shoes he wears and everything, $3,000 Adidas or something that they make just for him. It's too much. So that's got to change for sure.
Well, if you're looking about a guy that doesn't care about earthly possessions at all, I mean, you're talking about somebody like the Pope, for example.
Right.
Doesn't care about money.
Right. And there's a guy that, if you want to look up to somebody, you look up to the Pope. And I think we can all agree on that.
Sure.
Especially the new Pope. They've really come around on some of the other issues. They're really incredible popes, and it's nice to have one. I'd hate if we didn't have a pope. It'd be like, well, what the hell are we going to do? Imagine if the pope died and they didn't have a replacement pope. You couldn't go a minute without another pope. No. So the pope's he's a really good guy, but can you have a casual Friday? Do you have to wear that thing, whatever it is? I don't want to insult the Catholic Pope. Believe me, I'm not going after the Pope is here, but
you don't like his crock,
the bedding that you're wearing or whatever it is. Yeah, the crock is it called? The crock.
No, it's his altar clothes. It's his priestly.
Well, he wears them all the time. You don't see the Pope in jeans and a T-shirt. And I'm just saying, the world's changed. Casual Fridays happen. People wear jeans, T-shirts. Would it kill the Pope to put on a rock and roll shirt and some tight jeans, and then maybe grow the hair out just a little bit? You notice all the popes have that same little haircut. It's really not a good thing. But I love the Pope, and I'm not trying to insult the Catholics here. But if you could just maybe once in a while look like you're just like us, it'd be really cool, because that's really in these days.
Yeah, just ease up a little.
Great new bit here from Dave, getting out some of his grievances in Good Guy. But if you guys like that one, please send your cards and letters in. We did get some great feedback from Rydorf and Spee Stadler.
More! No, not so loud. They may hear you.
So we got a great show here today. Lots of people. I tell you what, after the Expedia ad went up on our YouTube channel a few weeks ago for the show and tell live, the sponsor list is going through the fucking roof. I mean, guys, we can't do enough shows. We might have to start doing 2 or 3 ads per show. And I don't know if I'm a true artist. I'd rather do this ad free. But when Expedia starts throwing that money around. Yeah. I mean, we're businessmen too. We got bills to pay.
Yeah, we are.
We got to do it. We got to do it.
So, and if it's not Expedia throwing on that big money, you know who it is. Of course, we're talking about the Pyramid Club in Winnipeg, one of the greatest rock and roll clubs. We actually just played the Cavern Club in Liverpool a few weeks ago, which is the most famous club in the world. I'd say that the Pyramid's probably like 1A, 1B, just a little bit behind it. You know, they're sponsoring this week, and wow. What history they have. Very excited to work with them. Here they are, the Pyramid Club, the fine folks at the Pyramid Club.
Episode of Winnipeggers is brought to you by the Spectrum Cabaret, Winnipeg's hottest and darkest live music venue. Our bar is stocked with every single kind of libation you could ever dream of. And even if you don't drink alcohol, don't worry, we've got tons and tons of Coke. There's always a line up at the bar waiting there for you. Come on down this Friday for some non-stop drunk, non-stop drinking with Kingston's own King Apparatus, ringing in your ear from 11:30 until close. We got Damon and his crew, the Blue, the New Meanies, and they're going to pack the house on Saturday with Justin and the Jumper Cables getting the night started. I hope everyone will be enjoying their beers this Monday with Skulls and Vav Jungle. For the rest of the month, we have for a low price the lowest of the low, Bazooka Joe, $1.65, the Welfare Starlets, Chains on 20, Off the Wagon, Nathan, Projector, Sans John Hector, Todd Hunter and the Tourist, THC, Fast Orange, Veal, The New Deal, Guy Smiley, Tequila Mockingbird, Leader House, Novelero, Electric Blue, The Silver Heights, Mood Rough, Acid Splash, Bucket Hitch, Stronger Than Pain, The Weaker Thans, The Pabuki Daiko Drummers, The Hummers, The Stag Mummers, The Scissor Sisters, The Pharaoh Brothers, Knuckle Duster, The Bullet Cluster, Ditch Pig, Mutt, Ram'em Jesus, Johnny God, Honest John, The Close Happers, and The Happy Campers. Next weekend, come for ham and potatoes, gingerbread men for dessert. So be drunk and be late, but don't be dumb. Come to the Spectrum, 176 4th Street.
Good job.
Absolutely incredible.
There we go.
So I meant the Spectrum. I just saw the Pyramid there.
Well, it became the Pyramid, but the Spectrum is what it used to be called.
First, was that Brad Roberts in that picture there?
Yeah.
What the hell's he doing on that?
Because
he used to
play
work there
and work there all the time.
He played there. He was a bartender for years there too. And talk about a guy who's like, he's under 5'8". Maybe he'd be the perfect height for you, Dave. I'm not sure.
The perfect height. Brad Roberts, if you're going on tour with the Crash Test Dummies, you need somebody to stand towards and have a conversation. I'm your guy. You're the perfect height for me.
As we referenced on the Music Lessons show, he actually was my guitar teacher.
That's right.
Funny story.
Right, yeah.
Dude, how did you come up with all those band names? That was amazing.
They're all bands I remember from playing there. And I had a few old Uptown magazines and stuff like that. But I remember all those bands. I was in half of them, so that was easy.
The Kenny Aronoff of Winnipeg.
That's right.
I love how you put them in order too, like the stronger than Dutch, the weaker thans, the Pharaoh Boys, the Egyptian Girls, whatever the hell it was.
Something like that, yeah.
Very, very well done. Who was the biggest of those bands that you mentioned?
Probably, the New Meanies, when they played there, it was they were just huge. Like
I saw them play there 2 years ago again, and it was great.
Because they were the Blue Meanies, right?
The Blue Meanies, but there's already the Blue Meanies, right? Obviously from the famous Beatles, right?
Yellow Submarine.
Yellow Submarine. But of course, there was several bands called the Blue Meanies. So I think they changed to the Meanies, and then they changed to the New Meanies.
Right.
And then I don't know, it changed a whole bunch of times, and it just never. But they were huge in Winnipeg. Like it was just such a big thing. And King Apparatus, I saw a whole bunch of times, and I remember when it was the Spectrum, I went there, and myself and Stacey Jennings, who might have been in one of those bands that I mentioned there, and it was also someone that we mentioned on our favorite Westwood guitar players.
Which is a great episode. Yeah, and it did great numbers.
It did great numbers like a month ago or something.
Positive thinking.
Whatever it was. For the future past. But her and I went to
a Blind Guardian album. It was in the future past. But you went to what though?
We went to they used to have a band house too. The Spectrum had a band house, so any out of town bands would stay at this house that they had, and it was just crazy parties there. And I remember playing with the old owner of the place, Mark Riddell, playing what's called charades with King Apparatus. And it was just the weirdest thing at like 4 a.m. playing charades with like a out of town band, and everyone had hopped up on goofballs. So it was good times.
Good times there. So if you're anywhere near the Spectrum, go on down and check out. Remember, I used to do the Weaker Thans a lot. I'm not sure if they were popular, but it seemed like they were more of a national band, maybe.
Yeah, they were pretty big. They're still kind of together, I guess.
I always thought it was the Weaker Thins, and it was some kind of a play off Wheat Thins. And then I realized, it's Weaker Thans. So I didn't like as much. But great ad, great sponsor. We're going to get into our topic, disappearing celebrities. Speaking of disappearing celebrities, I thought he had a huge future ahead of him, which he did not, unfortunately. If you've ever seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, we're talking about the amazing Deep Roy, who played every Oompa Loompa in the movie. I thought, have you guys seen the movie? Are you familiar with it?
Are you talking about the original, or are you talking about the one with
Tim
Johnny
Burton?
Depp?
Tim Burton's.
Yeah.
So there was like thousands of Oompa Loompas, but it was played by one guy who sang and danced. And so Deep Roy, who is the original Oompa Loompa man, has created a special dance just for us here on the Winnipeggers. And the dance is called the Speewee.
Oh, Winnipeggers, Speewee, Ramo, and Drivers. Speewees. Winnipeggers. Speewees. Winnipeggers. Speewees. Let's go all. Let's do all. Winnipeggers. Winnipeggers. Speewees. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Winnipeg. Speewees. Winnipeg.
He's combining our names together now.
Winnipeg. Go.
How is he doing that?
Winnipeggers. Speewees. Have a great dance party. Winnipeggers. Speewees. Let's all go.
That's pretty awesome.
That might be the best cameo we've ever had.
I agree. That guy had no material, but
Zero.
it was great.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
He made
That guy.
what the fuck was he doing? Like, it was so crazy. Like you said, it started as Speewee, then turned to Speevis, and then he just went, "Come on, go."
Yeah, he was really talented.
If you guys haven't seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, watch it over Christmas. It's a Christmas movie, and you'll see that guy in it. That guy seriously is fucking great because they CGI him like thousands of times.
Yes.
So he's walking and singing and dancing as 1,000 Oompa Loompas, and he's in like probably, I don't know, I'd say 2/3 of the movie, different costumes, different songs, different dances, and apparently he's only like, I think you're talking about, he's not 5'8", Dave. I think he's about 4'2" or something like that.
Just like 1 inch over Brad Roberts, maybe.
I'd have to measure him and feel his body to know if he would be capable of.
To know. You have to lift him up for weight, too. You know what I couldn't believe about that movie, too, is how much they were all in sync. When they used to dance, they were so in sync. Him and all the other guys that looked exactly like him.
Yeah.
Because it's all CGI, though.
Yeah.
I know. Exactly. That's why. Well, so he's cheating, is what you're saying.
I see.
Well, it's one guy that they just made like 1,000 of.
That's cheating.
Well, I don't know if it's cheating if it's just one guy. It's not like, I don't know. Maybe if you listen, if I could get one of the original Oompa Loompas from the Gene Wilder movie, I would, but they're probably all dead. So be happy with fucking Deep Roy. All right. Yeah. How's that sound?
He was a great guest. Great guest.
He's 72 and he's 4 foot 4 inches. And he provided that type of material. That's like the Mick Jagger of Oompa Loompas right there. So
he's the Dio of Oompa Loompa.
He's the Dio of Oompa Loompas. Dio used to look down on that guy.
Dio would always hang out with him just because of that.
Yeah. So thanks to Deep Roy, who is a celebrity that has disappeared. That's my first foray. I think this one was written by Speewee. Once again, Speewee is like the fucking Sting of our group. I'm Andy Summers and Rybo's Stuart Copeland.
I'll take that. He's like, Dave's kind of like the Harold Ramis, and I'm like the Rick Moranis.
And I'm like freaking
another guy who's been dead.
Good call.
I'm Happy Marsden. Well, let's go right into it. Good call.
He's on my list.
He's
on all of our lists.
He is.
Well, let's talk about it.
I actually just saw Ghostbusters 2 the other night, and it's pretty bad.
It does not hold up.
Do you know the new Ghostbusters? What is it? So was there a Ghost
3 with
3?
Well, there was one with the girls, right?
But no, I know. But when was the one that just was made? Was it 3?
Now, it's just called Afterlife.
Yeah, that was made here outside in Calgary and outside of Calgary.
Did they call you? I mean, you got some.
No, I didn't bother going for it. I didn't. I took a year off actually from acting and huge productions.
It's been about 10 years now at this point.
I don't think so. It hasn't been that long. I was on Fargo season 2.
Actually, Dave kind of disappeared too. He was on Fargo. He had a big future.
I'm on the list. I'm on Rybo's list. Yeah.
He was in Fargo. He had a big car, Steinbeck rent-a-car spot or whatever.
Yeah, but Rick Moranis is one of the only funny things in that Ghostbusters 2. He was pretty funny because he was like their lawyer at first, and he's trying to defend them, and he's just like, "Well, one time they turned me into a dog, and they made me better, eh?" And I was like, that was his line.
Like Bob and Doug McGhostbuster.
But disappeared. Huge. He was absolutely huge.
Leading man. He was a leading man.
Oh, just huge, and then that's it. He's gone.
Do we have a reason for that, or just?
I think actually his wife passed away, and then he
raised his own kids. Yeah,
I read about that.
And he got mugged in New York City last year.
Yeah, that's true.
And then he was back in the news. But you're saying he's in the brand new Ghostbusters?
No.
I see. Okay.
Is anyone in that? Who's in that one?
Ghostbusters 2 was from 1987.
No, I know, but who's in the new one?
The new one that's filmed in here in Alberta. Everybody's in it. Bill Murray and
I think they just make cameos though. I don't think they're actually and not cameos that we put on our show. I think they just put small.
That would be great. Bill Murray does a line, and then all of a sudden this video just comes up, and it's fucking the shit guy from the Ukraine or whatever.
It's just Bill Murray just in the middle of the movie just going, Speewee, a Speewee, a Speewee.
Oh my gosh, we finally found the guy that we thought Gaddis Candace would be one of our regulars, but I think Deep Roy.
Yeah, we like Deep Roy.
Brilliant Deep Roy. Ghostbusters, I'm looking up right now on the on Wikipedia, and in the cast, Bill Murray is listed, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Annie Potts, Sigourney. You got to be kidding me! I swear to God, I'm not joking. Guess who else is in this, Dave?
Rick Moranis.
Your old acting buddy from Fargo.
Shut up. Bokeem Woodbine.
Yep, as Sheriff Domingo, the local sheriff of Somerville and Lucky's father. Does he live in Calgary or something?
No, but he didn't call me. He's here. I hung out with that major intense scenes with him. I'll be looking into that. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
So Bill is listed at number 8 in the cast, which tells me he's probably got a little bit of steam, but probably not a lot. So apparently he's getting really bad reviews as well. So let's just leave that where it is. Let's move on. I'm going to take a one here.
Sure.
Had a huge crush on her, early 90s. She was fucking amazing actress as well. If you ever see Jackie Brown, she's one of the hottest girls you'll ever see as well. I'm talking about Bridget Fonda, who completely disappeared. She was a leading woman for about 5 years. And do you know how hard it is to get to become a leading actor in any time frame? And then she just walked away.
Done. What was the deal with that point
girl,
of no return, right?
Great girl.
Great girl. But I think once again, it was a family thing. Maybe she wanted to go and work with her family, have kids or something. But like, come on. First of all, she's a Fonda. So, second of all, she's Bridget Fonda. She could have come back if she wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if she wanted to. But I mean, she probably just has so much money as it is. Even just being born into that family, it's like just go paint art.
Probably sick of dealing with all this shit.
Oh, totally. I think she would have been. Yeah. Yeah, she was thrown in at a young age.
Amazing. Her final film role was 2001, The Whole Shebang. And she said she suffered a serious car crash in Los Angeles that caused a fracture. She became engaged to Danny Elfman, and they had a son together, and then that was the end of the line for her.
Wow.
That's interesting. Danny Elfman. That must be a pretty talented little kid there.
Yeah.
So,
she had a kid, and she's raising this child. She's having a family, and she's not.
The kid's 15. Come on back, Bridget. I'm sure she's still hot.
Exactly.
Still a great actress. But if you want to see Bridget, I mean, she was really great in Single White Female. But Jackie Brown, Robert De Niro just kills her. Spoiler alert. I mean, come on, dude. You don't kill her.
I gotta see that one again,
man. What's that?
I got to see that one again.
It's been a while. It's a great one. People didn't like it as much when it first came out because it came out right after Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Close,
so it's impossible to follow that.
Yes.
But if you watch it on its own accord, it's a really, really good movie. Very well done.
Bet it is.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you got?
I got a little bit of a theme on some of them, but I'll start with Sally Jessy Raphael, talk show host with the red frames.
Huge call.
Where the hell did she go?
I
When I only had 3 channels, I had to watch that shit, and she was like a cheap man's Oprah in Canada, I think, or maybe she was in the States too. But she was where'd she go? She had the short hair, she had the red frame glasses. So I don't Google, I didn't check and find out if they're alive or dead. Even I'm just saying she used to be everywhere. She was the Dave Grohl of talk shows. She was all over the press, everywhere. You never got a break from her, and now she's just disappeared.
She kind of looked like Vav Jungle from that Spectrum ad.
Okay.
At Dame Edna. But yeah, no, she had the same a bit of the same kind of look. I know what you're saying. I totally forgot about her 100%.
Yeah, she's a weird one. And another talk show people is Phil Donahue, who was also huge. Who I know he's alive, but you don't hear from that guy not in 20 years.
No,
nothing.
No, nothing. We just thought of a couple pictures as we talked. There's Bridget Fonda.
I thought you were Googling to see if Sally Jessy Raphael, what she's up to, and you're Googling.
Sorry, I just can't something with Bridget Fonda and Jackie Brown. So continue on with Phil Donahue.
Yeah. I got Sally Jessy Raphael, Phil Donahue, Ricky Lake too. Where the hell's Ricky Lake? Where's Jerry Springer?
Donahue like 100 though, or something like that when he finally.
Well, he must be still alive because I don't think I heard of him dying. And I'm a huge Donahue fan. Who isn't? Right? I mean, I got his posters all over the wall.
They're saying Bob Barker. Where's Bob Barker? Well, Bob Barker's like 100 years old. You don't work anymore when you get that old, right?
Donahue was a young, like he was a Steve Martin though. It's like when he was 40, he had white hair. So I don't know how old he is. He's probably only 80 or something.
I got something for you here. I'm going to show you a picture. And then I have an article to read answering your question right here about one Sally Jessy Raphael. There's the picture right there.
Oh, why don't you hear from her anymore? Yeah, good
I'm
question.
going to read it. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Daytime talk shows. Sorry, I'm scrolling here. Actually, I'm going to take the scrolling off because you guys don't need to see the scrolling because we're professionals here on the Winnipeggers. We got fucking corporations got meetings with us and shit. We got a deck and everything.
A lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
When it came time for fuck, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't need the whole damn history of what she's doing. She was canceled. I get it. Okay. It wasn't long before Raphael ended up on TV. She was the first woman to host a show. It made for good TV, but Raphael didn't always like the hard shock format that was being used by competitors. The last years of doing those Maury Povich, Jerry Springer shows, I hated them. I was betrayed by some of the producers into doing that. I should have fought harder for what I knew was right. I didn't want to do it, and I walked. And that's why she left.
Sarah Jessica or Sally Jessy Raphael took a look at 5 lie detector machines. I've had it. I'm out of here.
I'm done with this. That's bullshit.
Oh my God. See, another a late night talk show guy that vanished completely was Arsenio Hall.
Good call.
He was huge, man.
Huge.
Like Arsenio was
Huge.
it was
massive.
Now he is back lately. He is back, but not doing anything. But he's back on the Instagram. You see him a lot now. He's kind of popping up. But you're right. He was gone for a long time. But you're not on the internet, so to you, I totally get.
Yeah, to me, he's totally gone. But huge, but absolutely huge. Like Carson, huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, in the early 90s, because he was so cool and hip, and it was so totally different because Johnny was still on the air, kind of at the end of his rope. Arsenio was the show to do, no doubt about it. But I don't know if he still does stand-up or what he does, but he was in Coming to America.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I hate that.
When did that come out?
Last year. It came out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but that was the first thing he had done in 15 years, Ryan, or something.
Well, the thing is, Rybo, see, once again, not bagging on you, but it's all streaming now. It didn't come out in theaters. Amazon paid him $130 million to buy the movie, and the budget was 65. So they made their money off it. And if you go on Amazon Prime, you can watch it. Not bad.
That's the other thing, Rybo, is the dollars have gone up since you haven't been on the internet.
Coming to America 2, good movie. But who else we got? Who else just disappeared? You got a lot of one-hit wonders out there.
Oh yeah.
You know, they kind of just go ahead.
Well, so Phoebe Cates was huge, right?
Huge.
Like
Friends?
Fast Times, just huge.
Oh.
And got married to Kevin Kline, who also was huge and kind of disappeared as well. Because I don't know when A Fish Called Wanda came out, he was like the biggest star ever almost. Like he was so funny in that, and people loved him. And then he kind of, he did January Man after that or something. And then he just kind of, I don't know what happened to him. Soap Dish or something like that. He was in or something,
Yeah, they probably got sick of it. It's just a bunch of bullshit, and they got the money. They go, let's just take off. Can always do anything.
I got one for you that disappeared twice. Mickey Rourke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
huge in the 80s.
Great actor. Amazing.
Disappears, comes back to be in The Wrestler in about 2009. Almost wins an Academy Award. Has a good little run with Iron Man 2 and a couple of things, and then disappears again.
He's crazy though. He's nuts, right? You know it. You met him, right?
Yeah.
You did
I think in his own world and doesn't want to play the Hollywood system. But it's still strange to me that they still don't, at least like Bruce Willis, for example, has drummed himself completely out of Hollywood. Like they're done with Bruce. He's got the worst reputation. Everyone thinks he's just a total asshole. Yeah, he's a nightmare to work with. But he'll still make direct to DVD, if that's even such a thing, direct to streaming movies because they still, rate in the Philippines or whatever the hell it is.
Right.
But a guy like Mickey Rourke, nothing. There's no movies for him. So
yeah,
burnt a few
Die Hard.
bridges.
There's like Die Hard 18, but there's no
Die Hard 18 plays
there's no 19 and a half weeks or anything. So he's
exactly. 22 and a half weeks, 23, etc. Dave, who else you got?
Emmanuel Lewis.
Oh, he's still alive?
Yeah, and he's actually 51, little Webster, and he was always on the TV and everything.
What do you mean he was always on TV?
Well, Michael Jackson, I think Jackson took him to the Oscars and he was Academy Awards, and he was always there with Michael, and they would hang out and do stuff. And I think he was on television, but I just remember him as Jackson's little buddy that they went everywhere together, and it was just really a really nice little guy. And I just remember like he always was so cute. He had those little one-liners. And he's alive, and he's vanished. He's not getting many roles. He got typecast as a little
guy,
as Webster, little guy, Jackson's buddy.
We've mentioned more little people on this episode than in the entire catalog.
Well, he was a little guy. Actually, I'm surprised that he's actually older than me, because he looked like a little kid when I was way older than him, I thought.
True,
the other one I would say is Terry David Mulligan, the Canadian VJ, which was video hits, who was a big deal to us, whereas he's probably on radio in BC or something, though we just don't know about it. I'll give you a sports guy that I wonder, biggest sports guy in hockey that I don't see a lot. I'm sure he's still involved, but he's not doing a lot of interviews. I call him the Bob Dylan of the NHL because of the amount of little tiny interviews that he does. And that is the greatest hockey player that ever lived, Mario Lemieux.
Oh, good
and
call.
you don't see Mario doing a lot, but I'm sure he's super involved.
Well, not the greatest hockey player who ever lived, but still very, very popular.
He's right up there.
Yeah,
I got one for you. More hits than you can shake an acoustic guitar at. Haven't heard anything from this guy touring or anything. John Cougar Mellencamp. Where is he?
Okay, so he doesn't do a lot anymore.
Right.
He had a contractor come to his house to renovate it,
Oh,
and the contractor ripped him off, and he just started investigating, and the guy was like bumping up the margins by like 80% on Mellencamp. So Mellencamp took him to court and spent like 2 years of his life not playing shows except for Farm Aid. The rest of the time he was just fighting. He was so angry, yeah, and he won the case. Well, this guy was totally hosing him, man. Like, it was really bad.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's so mad.
He was doing the bathroom clothes. He would say, "What do you think of that price?" And then he would just walk away, go to the can, and come back, and Mellencamp would have a check written out.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, it costs a lot to renovate a glass house, you know.
Pink house.
Oh, Pink House.
Pink House, right. Yeah, nice.
Look at this. He's dating Christy Brinkley. He's dating this supermodel, and then he's dating Meg Ryan. Maybe you should stop dating and get back on the fucking road. Who gives a shit who you're dating?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is strange. You think that you would see him on tour a lot.
Dude.
He sold out the Winnipeg Arena 3 nights in a row in 1987.
I know. Okay? I went with Karen McFarlane.
Oh, wow.
What do you think of that?
Yeah. Well, that was your big crush. You were trying.
Can't wait to make it back to San Diego.
That's right. When you finally talk to her 20, 30 years later. Oh, San Diego is one of my favorite cities. So glad you're living there.
What is that?
Remember when we went to John Mellon Cougar Camp?
Yeah. John Camp Cougar Mellon.
Yeah. You know, I don't care that he's gone. I'm happy he's gone. Him and Phil Donahue can do
Hold on, I got some
Ed
news
Sullivan,
here.
for Christ's sake.
I got some news here. Mellencamp and Phil Donahue is now in the Mellencamp band. Mellencamp's guitar player, who is not Phil Donahue, said that 10 songs have already been recorded and mixed for the new album during the pandemic.
There you go.
So he's halfway done with the new record, he says, and he's going to be putting it out at some point. He put out a clip of a new song in February.
I love that. You should be a spokesman. Got a new album coming out from John Cougar Mellencamp.
Actually, I can go put my head up my own ass, because here you go. On September 29th, 3 months ago, Mellencamp released a new music video called Wasted Days, a duet with Bruce Springsteen. How did this not get out? How could there be a Mellencamp duet with Springsteen with no push?
Mellencamp's not promoting, I don't think. He doesn't. Maybe he's not liked by the Corporation of Promotion or whatever they're called.
So his new album, One-Eyed Jack, will be out in January, and he's booked 80 shows from 2022.
Wow.
The ongoing COVID will determine if these concerts are able to take place as scheduled. Enough. The Stones just went out. Nobody got sick.
How awesome is this? Because it's like Winnipeggers is very informative.
Yeah.
By just bringing this topic up, we're telling you we're promoting John Cougar Mellencamp's tour.
And if you're looking for a place to warm up for your tour, Four-Leaf Clover Camp Cougar Mellon. Come on the 4th Jericho cruise in March.
Come to the cruise or come to my house. Come to the cruise or stay with me. Sit
in with Speewee.
I don't have a bunch of cameras on me. You don't have to worry about cameras, so we can just have a normal time. Not the Dave Grohl. If you went out with Dave Grohl, he'd have the whole MTV and Much Music, and everybody would be there with their cameras and TMZ.
Well, they'd get some advertising if they went with
everybody.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
because apparently Mellencamp and Springsteen don't get any publicity, so they should have Dave Grohl on drums. That fucking song would be everywhere.
That's right. Holy shit!
Oh man, I'd love to jam with Mellencamp. Is this an A? They were just talking back and forth like that. He's so great.
Stop playing.
He's great. I love him.
Oh my
great
god!
stuff.
I got a list of a whole bunch more. I know we're running short on time, but Jennifer Love Hewitt, what happened to her?
Good call.
All the people from Party
she
of
became
Five.
a rock star.
All 5 of the parties gone.
Yeah, they're all gone. Matthew Fox, no one's heard that name in a million
Party's
years.
over. No
Meg
pun
Ryan, horrible surgery. Alicia
married to John Camp Cougar Mellon, apparently.
Oh, good call. Good call.
Yeah.
Wesley
Hiding.
Snipes, what happened to him? He was
Tapped.
huge.
Yeah.
Done. Geena
Yeah.
Davis. I
Kicked
just saw The
out
Fly
of-
the other day. She was great, but she's been
Where
gone
is she?
for a long time.
Yeah.
Good
Judd
call.
Nelson hasn't been around forever. Emilio Estevez. Come on. Yasmine Bleeth. Kathleen Turner. Fran Drescher. Cameron Diaz. Jack Nicholson hasn't done much. What about Gene Hackman? The guy was amazing.
Oh my God, Rain Man.
Rybo, I'm smelling a new sponsor next week for Disappearing Celebrities Anonymous, and you can go on a run like you just did with the Winnipeg bands, but do it with this.
He just
No.
did.
Come check out Jennifer Grey, Zach Galligan, Val Kilmer, Ilan Mitchell-Smith, Phil Donahue, Arsenio Hall, Jennifer Love Hewitt. I don't know. I got nothing.
I do. Hey, there's a great documentary called I think it's called Val, or it's called Kilmer. So he had really bad throat cancer. He can't talk anymore.
Oh.
So he was one of the original guys that would film on video cameras. So he took all of these amazing clips from Top Gun with Tom Cruise when they're like in their 20s. And there's a documentary he put together just talking about his life, but he gets his son to narrate it. And his son sounds exactly like Val Kilmer. It's unbelievable. Wow. And you see him, he's got the throat cover. I don't know if he's got the thing on it, but he can't talk.
Really?
It's really worth watching. I think it's called Val or it's called Kilmer.
I'll check that out. Jesus.
One of the two.
I never knew that. I always wondered what happened to him because he was huge.
Oh,
dude.
and when he was in that doing Jim Morrison in the Doors movie, he was looked so great too.
Yeah,
wow,
he's super hot. He's in Val. And you want to know something else? I've been in 2 movies with Val Kilmer.
Wow.
2. MacGruber and Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Oh yeah. Nice.
So there you go. He's my co-star in 2 movies.
Nice. So basically, you were a co-star with someone who can't even talk. So it sounds like you did. They probably said, "Hey, this guy can talk. We'll get him."
There were silent movies. What do you want?
Oh, Silent Bob.
Yeah.
That's right.
Val Kilmer, Ted Danson over here.
Silent Bob.
I worked with Ted Danson. Richard Simmons has been gone for a long time. We miss you, Richard. We miss you here on Winnipeggers. We love you, Richard. We love you, Richard. And if you're having bad days, you know you can contact us and everything's going to be fine. I want to give a shout out to my little boy, Richard Simmons. Richard, I miss your workouts. I'm getting heavy. Not being able to work out to your jazzercise, funky stuff. I just hope you're doing okay. I Google you. You vanished off of the face of the earth. I hope that it's not scary where you are, Richard. We love you here at Winnipeggers. Chris and I and Ryan, we love you, Richard. We'll never, ever forget you. Ever.
Another little person we mentioned.
5-1.
5-1 tops.
Great show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to Rod Stickler, as always, for the intro.
Thanks Rod.
To Ed Aborn for producing the amazing theme song with us.
Thank you, Ed.
To the Spectrum Club, Val Kilmer, George C. Scott, Bridget Fonda. If you're around, call me. And thanks once again to the great Deep Roy. And I don't think we can leave without seeing his amazing cameo once again.
Speewee, Rybo, and Drivers. Speewies. Winnipeggers. Winnipeggers. Speewies. Winnipeggers.
Oh, brother.
Winnipeggers.
He's fucking going for it.
Let's go.
No kidding. I thought they
Let's
actually
do
did something to his voice in the movie, but that's
Winnipeggers.
just his voice.
His voice.
Winnipeggers. Speewies. Oh yeah.
Who needs Richard Simmons when you got this guy? You just do
He's
this
committing.
workout.
You don't give a shit.
Speewee.
This is as good as deal a meal.
Winnipeg. Go.
He's in great shape too. You know, you
Speewee.
can tell he moves around a lot.
Have a great dance party. Winnipeggers, Speewees, let's all go.